Good evening, everybody. Please, can we hear me? Please let me know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, yes.
All right. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to the first class of this cohort. And my name is Oladipola Bukumi, but you can call me Kumi for this session. So I'm going to be the administrator for this cohort. So all your questions, technical know-hows, what exactly you're supposed to do, what you need enquiries on, whatever it is, on assignments, schedules, and every other, I'm the person to meet for that. So for us to start off this evening, we have to know each other. I've introduced myself, and I'm hoping that every one of us will be able to introduce ourselves too, because it's a long journey and we all have to get to know ourselves. So today, so before we do that, I'm going to let us know what we are going to be answering when it's time for us to introduce ourselves. So we're going to tell our names so that everybody we the names that you want everybody to call you with. We're going to say our names, and we're also going to be saying the reason why we joined this course, the reason why we joined this class. Then we're going to be also saying our sorry, let me get myself together and try to okay. Okay, so we're going to be saying our names, what we want everybody to, accord us with, what we want everybody to be able to call us with. What you do if you're a student, if you're an employed person, or if you're an employer, what your job is, what you do, where you work, why are you in this class. So you have to also state why you decided to join this class, and you also have to say are your expectations for tonight's class. What do you for this cohort, what do you expect to gain at the end of this cohort? What is it that you the reason you decided to put money on this course and say that okay, oh, I'm going to take this journey. So I hope we got everything I said. So we're going to mention our name, the name we want everybody to call us, why we are in this class. Sorry, before that, we're going to say what we do. Yes, if you're a student, an employer, an employee, what job you do, and you're going to say why you joined the class, and you're also going to tell us your expectation for this whole course. So Mr. Oyewole, so because we are just meeting each other, so I'm going to be mentioning our names according to the names on our profile. Yeah, so when you say your name, then I would fix up and accord you. I'm supposed to accord every other person. So, Mr. Oyewale, good evening. Mr. Oyewale Toby.
Good evening, ma.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Toby. So, I guess you heard everything I mentioned when I told us to introduce ourselves.
Ma?
I
I
said,
can't hear you, ma.
did you hear everything I told us that we're going to mention when we're introducing ourselves?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
I read the description. Sir.
okay. So please start off tonight.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Toby Loboyole, but everyone can call me Manuel.
Okay,
Uh, I'm a junior technician at Imperial Cinema, Oshogbo, Osun
okay,
State. That's what I do for now. Well, the reason I joined this class is that I love data. I love analysis, and let me say I love to do difficult things that seems difficult. So that's why I'm jumping on this, and I hopefully I'm looking forward to be a world class data analyst after this course. So help me God.
All right.
Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Toby. I'm sorry, you said you should call it. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you so much for explaining and introduce and starting off tonight. So yes, we had Emmanuel tonight. He said he's joining because he wants to try something that seems difficult, so he'll be able to see what is and overcome it at the end of the day. So Miss Moturayo Moren Keji, please, you are the next person. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good
I'm
evening.
Mutarayo Olubamire, but you can call me Mutarayo.
Okay.
So I'm a procurement officer at Lekki KNDI Pharmacy. And I want to learn a I want to become a data analyst. I would like to become a data analyst. That was why I joined this class. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so what are your prospects for this class?
Okay, so my prospect for this class is I would like to learn a lot of things that I've never learned before and to be able to grow as a data analyst.
All right, thank you, Moturayo. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Abiola Emmanuel, please introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name, yeah, my name is Abiola Ofewe. I'm a quantity surveyor, and I'm hoping to learn quite a lot in this data analysis session, and I'm hoping that I can be able to contribute in different capabilities as a data analyst. This is my first step to other things I intend to achieve. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, you didn't let us know what name we should accord you, Abi, call you. Is it?
Okay, just call me AB.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
A and B, AB.
AB. Okay, okay. Thank you, AB. Um, so I think the people that just joined, you didn't get the steps of how I told everyone to introduce themselves. So you're going to mention your name, the name that you're also going to mention the name that you want everybody to call you during this session. Then you're going to mention what you do. If you're a student, you're an employer, employee, what do you do? What's your job? What do you do at where you work? Why did you join the class? And what's your prospect for this session? So Ifeoluwa today, please introduce yourself. Ifeoluwa today, please, are you there? Yes, yes, you can speak. Just unmute your mic and speak. Okay, I'll give Ifeoluwa today some time. Um, Pius Nelson, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone.
Good
My name is
evening.
Daramola Nelson, or you
Okay,
can call me Nelson. I'm good with that.
okay.
I teach English language in a school in Port Harcourt, and I have decided to join this course because I want to learn the practical aspect of data analysis, of course, how it is applicable to problem solving. The competitive advantage of data analysis has actually tickled my interest and has made me to want to pursue this goal towards becoming a data analyst. And in the future, I hope that I can apply it to my scientific research and other discoveries. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for introducing yourself, Nelson. God's time, Gigeli. I hope I got that right. Please introduce yourself. It is God's time, yeah. Okay, so with us we have a former student from the former session. They have access to this class, so this cohort session, and he's going to be introducing himself. So, Emmanuel, please, you're going to be telling everybody your name, um, what you do presently. You're also going to be telling everybody why you joined the former course and what you gained at the end of the cohort that you joined. Emmanuel, are you ready? Are you there?
Okay, yes, yeah, good
Yes.
evening.
Yes.
Miss Kumi.
Yes, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Miss Kumi. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay, so my name is Emmanuel Oluwatemileye Kolapo. Yeah, I was part of last cohort, and I'm glad to be in this cohort also because I know that I'm going to learn much more. I'm going to learn a lot. Okay, so currently am a teacher I'm a teacher, so I I I educate people. Mathematics teacher. Okay, so what fueled my passion for to join data analysis class and to join last course was that okay, I as a mathematics I studied mathematics and one of the things that I've encountered on my journey in life, and which is something that is common to every one of us, is that we usually say that mathematics is something difficult. Mathematics is more or less like what we cannot do with. Okay, and when I check data analysis very well, it is a path of mathematics statistics that's more or less like this application. So which means if every one of us were able to understand that mathematics goes beyond just the abstract things that we usually learn in class, then we'll be able to develop ourselves. And I also love practical things, practical aspect of mathematics. So it's one of the things that forward my just that forward my passion to just learn it and know more about how I can make use of data, how I can make use of my mathematical knowledge in the real life sense and help and bring change in the community. Okay, so which means I can actually, as I'm teaching, I can also be a guide for people. So there are many things to it, and yes, I can also use it as side gig for myself. So even though I'm teaching, it's a way of getting side gig. And also if I want to learn more about how students learn all these things, so I can bring a lot to the table when I have data analysis knowledge. So that's it, ma. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Emmanuel. So, Mr. Emmanuel, you did not let us know what you at the end of last session, what were you able to conclude from what you learned?
Okay, thank you. So sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So at the end of last cohort, yeah. So I was able to understand, I was able to understand a lot. Yeah. Visualizing on Excel, doing okay, there is just of recent I was asked to get something done even at my workplace, and it is more or less like a scattered file data that normally I would have passed through a lot of stress. So just by learning data analysis and knowing about Excel, I was able to make use of my S lookup, and I was able to find out, and I was able to get it quite easily and very fast. Even though I just have to think, I have to wrap my head around it. Yeah, so I was able to learn Excel, I was able to learn Power BI, and yes, I was able to learn SQL. Though I was unable to do much on SQL because my laptop was down by that time, so I was unable to practice very well. But I was able to see how SQL is can be used, and yeah, Power BI, how to visualize, how I can in the real world sense, that is how I can create trend, how I can forecast, how I can bring insight, you know, on the table, like so as to know what will be the future thing, that is the to predict. So it is one of the things that I've been guided through. Yes, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. I love it, and that's why I actually want to join this class again, just to refresh my brain, because I was like, I want to learn more and learn more and learn more, so that when I get out there, oops, I'll be doing great. Yeah, so that's why I just have to come back for more, because I know that that was not all I want to come back for. And with what I know that is coming with this current cohort, I don't want to miss it. So I know that much more is coming for this cohort, so, and I'm ready for it. So that's it, ma. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel, for sharing. Thank you for um, sharing with us what it was like joining the last cohort. And we're all glad that you have this testimony from the last cohort. So I think this is one of the things that we would love to see at the end of the course, for us to be able to not just learn the tools, but being able to practicalize it, so that when we have situations where we could hear when he said they had an Excel file that in his place of work, or and they had to, and if he hadn't taken this class, he wouldn't have known what to do. But because he took the class, and he was faithful with it, and he wasn't just taking it, but he knew he was learning class after class. He was able to, at the end of the day, come to this moment where it's like, okay, I can actually take on tasks. I can actually solve problems with the tools that I've learned from this class. So I would like to know, are we all beginners? Are we all just diving into data analytics, or is it that we've had a little, or we are intermediate? Maybe we've done Excel before. Some of us have know how to use Excel well, or we just have like a little knowledge of a data analysis, or some of us don't even have any idea at all. Please let me know. Mr. Emmanuel, please let us know. Are you a beginner in data analysis, or you have little knowledge?
I can't say I'm a beginner, but I'm still a beginner because what I did then was to take some. I took some YouTube classes and let me say YouTube videos to learn little about data analysis before joining the class,
Okay,
so
okay,
that I can have little idea about what I want to learn.
okay, okay. Thank you, Mr. Toby. Um, Bumi, please, can you hear me? Okay, I think I'm seeing someone else that has not introduced herself.
No,
Oluwafumilola.
hello, good evening. I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yes, hi,
Sorry.
Bumi. So Bumi is she was in the
Hi.
former cohort, and she's going to introduce herself. She's going to tell us why she joined the former cohort, even though she wasn't with us 100%, but at least she being back here today is a testimony that at least she's coming back to continue from where she stopped. So Bumi, you're going to introduce yourself. You're going to tell us your name, why you joined the former class, and where you have gotten to from where you've learned from what you've learned in the former cohort.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. My name is Oluwabun Victoria Afolabi, and yeah, sorry. So the reason why I joined the last, sorry for the noise. So the reason why I joined the last class was because I wanted to know more about data and everything that involves data. And to be honest, like I actually wish I joined the last class, as in I finished with them, because I mean it was so much fun before I stopped joining due to one reason or the other. But now I'm back because I really want to know more. And then Mr. Kolakwa Victor is actually, if not, I won't come back. He's like a how do I put it? Is more of like a friend and a teacher, literally. Cause to be honest, and then Miss Kumi too. She was actually very helpful, and they were calm with me throughout the whole thing. Even though I couldn't join like fully, they were still like catching up. I be trying to let me catch up and everything. So yes, I'm back fully to learn this time around.
Yes, we're glad to hear that. We're glad to hear that. So
Yeah, thank you.
yes. So there's an account here that has not introduced herself. Olafumilola Adenike, please, are you here? Are you present?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes,
I'm
good
here.
evening. So please, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, my name is Denike.
Okay.
Where I'm just joining the class for the first time. So,
Okay. So um so the way every other person introduced themselves, it went like this. You are going to mention your name, the name that you want everybody to call you during this class. You're also going to tell us what you do if you're a student, an employer, an employee, what you do wherever you work, why you joined this course, and what your prospects at the end for the end of the course.
okay. So, and like I was addressing as Adenike, as I said earlier. Then presently I'm working in supermarket. I'm also an accountant.
Sorry to cut you short, but like, is there a way you can fix your audio? Can we all hear? We can hear you quite alright, but you're not audible. We can't hear the words that you're saying.
Okay, I said my name is Adenike.
Okay.
Okay, I am an accountant. I studied accounting
Yes.
and I'm working in a supermarket as a finance person too. So, I've been working with Excel and there are some things that you just have to do. And then I have no, like, it just takes me some time before you do something and you also do this one, and then you have to be looking for where to put this on, where to put this one. So I'm just trying to get familiar with the Excel. Like I'm really used to it. So I believe when I heard about the data, before now, I've been having this kind of what I want to know more about this. I know that Excel is very broad. So I wanted to know, but then I don't have anyone that can take me through. So I started to do at least, apart from my work, so it can also help my own personal. If I want to do anything at work, I know that I'll be able to analyze it. Not like I'll be looking for what to do on Excel. And hopefully by the end of the class, I hope I'll be a pro in data analysis. Even though it's going to be part of my work, it's something that I can still venture to being a data analyst, not to be a work.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you for introducing yourself. And I'm even glad that we're not just beginners. Some of us have little idea of on Excel, some of the tools that we are going to be using, and so that everybody be able to relate with each other. So everybody be able to share and rub minds together at one point or the other. So during our course, we would like to let you guys know that we are here for you. We are very we are detail oriented for everyone of and for everyone. So if any issue, any whatever it is, a class, my boss is going to join in now and is going to tell us what we are doing for this session and everything. But like I want everybody to know that it's not just a like a lecture class, it's an interactive class. Everybody is can drop one or two, ask questions. The main idea for the course is for us to be able to teach people on what data analytics is, and it will not be accomplished if people don't get what we are saying. So whatever it is. And also we encourage teamwork. So everybody has, at one point or the other, we have to be interacting with each other, students, everybody. We are going to be giving projects where we all have to work together. Because even in the real life, people that I think all of us now are even, we're not students, so we know that at some things we have to work with other people. So we know that at some things we have to do everything. We can't do everything on our own. We have to, work with other people on different projects or whatever it is. So, and different things. So like we have to learn to be able to work with every other person. This person, if anybody is approachable, everybody is approachable. If we have questions, we're here to explain everything to you. And we're detail oriented, like I mentioned the other time. And we're here for you. So I think every one of us, I just want to remind us that our classes is every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 7 p.m. And during the weeks, we'll be given projects to work on so that we're able to return back by the weekend and continue and rub minds again on the assignments and correct each other and everything. So I also want to let us know that the students that were in the former cohorts, they are very approachable. So if you have questions for them, they are happy and glad to answer you, anybody. So yes, it's a teamwork thing. It won't be good if one person is not getting it and everybody is getting it. So everybody has to be together. So we have to look out for each other. So we have to, on the community group too, if we have questions, whatever it is, we drop the questions on the community group. Anybody and everybody that sees that question at the moment will answer immediately. Questions on data, whatever it is, so it's just like, okay, so if you have questions, maybe you come across a data set that something seems confusing or something, you can just drop it on the community, because on that community we have people from former cohorts, like the ones that I just spoke now, and other people too that Mr. KP has taught. They are willing to answer our questions on the community. So I'm going to be introducing my boss. Is the one that is going to be teaching us for this cohort. Is the mastermind behind this whole thing. So yes. So Mr. KP, are we good to go, sir?
Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
I believe you are. Can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Let me allow you guys to see my face a bit. Good evening, everyone. Please, can I hear from others also, please? Can we hear me, please? Can we hear me, please?
Yes, I
Yes,
can hear
yes,
you. I can hear
yes,
you.
I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's very
Yes,
good.
sir. I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. I think I'm kind of good. I think I'm kind of good with name. I think I'm kind of good with name. I think to an extent I can mention everybody's name in the class. I think so. I think I can see Mr. Palapo Emmanuel, I can see Mr. Nelson, I can see Mr. Emmanuel, I can see Mr. Okoyewe Abiodun. Anyway, maybe because it's my QS friend. That's why I could mention his surname. Yeah, I can see Miss Adenike, I can see Miss Bumi. Yeah, I can see Miss Bumi. I can see myself too on the corner. So I can see Miss Bumi, I can see Miss Ife, yeah, I can see Miss Ife, I can Miss Ghost Time, I can see. Uh, I thought I saw Miss Motorayo the other time. Maybe she stepped out. Maybe she
She's
stepped.
she's on the
Okay,
call.
okay. On the call. Okay, yeah, she's still on the
Yes.
call. She's still
Yes,
on
she's
the
still
call.
on the call.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned everybody. I think. Okay, yeah, Mr. Steven also just joined. Mr. Steven also just joined. Okay, so yeah, I believe it to be a fun time. I believe it to be a fun time. I believe it will be a time where we get to interact, enjoy ourselves, and the likes. Yeah, let me start with this. Let me start with this. No man is a monopoly of knowledge, and the truth is, I cannot teach you everything about data analytics. Yeah, I love to start on that note. Yeah, I cannot teach you everything about data analytics. In fact, I cannot teach you everything that I know about data analytics. It's not possible. It's not possible. And then the true fact about that is that the only thing I can promise you is that I can come in, please. You can put up your mic if you're not talking, please. Come in. So the only thing I can promise you guys is that I can assure you that you will have a very strong foundation in data analytics. That's the only thing I can promise. So that once you have a very strong foundation, then you can build on it. And how do you build? You practice as much project as possible. That's the only way to build. Because with every project comes its unique difficulty. Yeah, its unique approach, its unique challenges. So with every project, for example, I was going through the area of concentration that you guys. I think most people picked finance. Yeah, I think larger percentage of the class picked finance. So and then followed by sales. Yeah, followed by sales. Anyway, that one is just by the way. We are teaching everything as a whole. However, I just want to just that whenever you are doing maybe your personal project, you might look for a data set along your specialization, so that you can see how grounded you are in your specialization. So once again, I'm Victor Kolako by name. I just like everybody has introduced themselves. I'm a graduate of Obafemi University. Anyway, you did not mention your school. I'm mentioning my own, where I studied quantity surveying. Yeah, so at the moment I practice on site as a project manager, and then from my house as a growth manager actually for a real estate company. So as a growth manager, mostly I use my data analytics skills and then managerial skills to actually control the operations of the organization. So the truth is, data is life now. Data is life. So I am actually a graduate of CFI. Yeah, I'm a graduate of CFI. I have my financial modeling and valuation analysis from CFI. I have my business intelligence and data analysis from CFI. So I'm a graduate of CFI. I don't want to use the word. I'm also a graduate of Google Data Analytics. Yeah, I don't want to use that word. Yeah, I don't want to use that word. Yeah, but then those are the rigors that we actually pass through. I was talking with an accounting friend recently, and then he was telling me, he said the way I always talk about CFI, like the way I passed their courses, I finished their course to the extent that they even satisfied me. That he said it's always look as if the CFI is nothing, is small. He said, but then they that they are the accounting field, they know how difficult CFI is. That they know how tedious it is to pass their exams and the likes. Yeah, that was the truth. That was the truth. And then looking at all those kind of standards, looking at all those kind of structure, then we've also come to realize that actually to build someone strong on so sorry, I think a student is messaging. So a student actually messaged and then she used to be in the class and then she has not joined. So okay. So I was so sorry for the distraction. I'm just trying to make sure everybody is here together. She said she taught the classes on Sunday. I have to just clarify that very fast. So I was saying that the truth is that those joining actually helped us to understand the fact that there is difference between having certificates and being able to defend your certificate. There's a difference between having a certificate and being able to defend your certificate. The truth is, so many people have certificates, and the truth is that is actually what makes difference between people on the street out there. Some people have certificates. In fact, they have it from one of the best companies, one of the best institutes that you can ever think of. But then the truth is, let them get on the job. You guys should weigh your jobs together. At times, you that you don't even have any certificate at all, you will know that you are stronger than them. However, that is not to talk less to a certificate. But then what you can do is that we can put a structure in place that as much as you are getting certificate, the certificate will also test your integrity. It will test your competency, so that we won't just give certificates to anybody that because you paid and then and then you just that means that you are entitled to certificates. No, no. And the reason why we are doing that now is that we are still a growing brand. Yeah, by the grace of God, we just got registered with CAC. I think our registration process just finished with about 2 days ago, was it yesterday or 2 days ago. So we know that we are a startup, and then to an extent, putting people out into the market, the integrity of the people we are putting out there actually matters a lot, because it will tell a lot on the brand. Not that you're putting on your brand on your CV or anywhere you studied with this school, you enter with them, and then you are getting on the job, or possibly you are using it in your personal job, and then you could not deliver up to expectation. When we ourselves we are not really confident that you can actually perform. So that's the reason why we said one of the prerequisites for this class for getting certification is that you should be able to have your 70% attendance and 70% completion of all your assignments. I'm deliberately trying to bring all those things up first to the front first, so that we'll be able to settle our scores right from the onset. So that we'll be able to settle our scores, so that we know what we are diving in from the onset. So no, today's the first day. It's more of a kind of freestyle class. So no attendance sheet will not be passed across. So just relax for today. But then from tomorrow, I know that we'll be marking our attendance on Google Sheets, so that everybody's attendance will be watched. So to an extent, we want to see. Okay, so we want to make sure everybody we are all on the same page, and we want to make sure that everybody we are competent enough to get on the job. And then fantastic. I to an extent we are actually building we at Syntenatics, we are actually building a community. We don't want people to come and then go that you have already paid us your money has lapsed, so you can go. No, whatever is happening with your life, whatever
I
is happening. No, we are not doing that. Once you are a graduate, that was what Comment was mentioned at that time. You have access to our community page. You have access to our community page. And then to an extent, I think we'll start dissolving all our cohort pages, so that we'll be having minimal groups. So once you join our community page gives you access to mentorship until you get stable on your job. Whether you are transiting into career as a data analyst, or you are trying to get into a managerial role with the skill of data analytics in your current company. Yeah, I mentioned that to say that eh, all of us on this call, we are not on this call for the same purpose. That's why I mentioned that. Every one of us on this call, we are not on this call for the same purpose. Some are actually on this call so that they can actually lobby for managerial position, because they saw that data analytics can actually get them there. Because every business wants analytical skill. They want someone that can actually show them. They want someone that can tell them this is where we are, this is where we can get to, this is why we are here, this is what we can do to get to where we are looking at. So with that, they tend to respect you more, and then the truth is they'll be able to entrust you with decision making. So you tend to scale high in your workplace with data analytics. However, some people are looking to transition maybe into the tech field, or maybe some people are looking at Japa. Japa, yes, I don't need to hide anything from you. We are already in the class. I don't need to hide anything from you. Yeah. One of the tech skills that is actually very easy to learn, and actually give you a kind of a very strong level of comfort if you're looking at Japan. It's actually data analysis is actually one of them. I can say that boldly, and I can say that anywhere. That's because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it at work. I've seen it. So a lot. I have a friend out there. I have a friend in UK. He got to UK about okay, over a year now. When they got to UK, the wife just had to put in for a data analytics course. How much did she pay? She paid about £600, €600. Yeah, €600 to learn over there. And after that, she started looking for jobs, searching for job, and then luckily for her, she was able to get a job. job, and then the truth is the job actually got the family stable very fast. Just the wife's salary, it got the family stable very fast. So that is how good data analytics can actually get you stabilized out there. So I'm just giving you all those stories so that if the motivation you need is that you might consider japaning and you will need something that will get you stable. Yeah, it's fine. If that's what can motivate you to the end, wow, that's fine. If motivation that you need is that no, I want to be in Nigeria, just like Mr. Emmanuel said, I want to be is it renowned or world best data analyst. If that's your motivation that you want to transition into data analysis field, and you really want to be known in that field, yeah, that is fantastic. One of the guys that I watch so much, that I respect so much, and that I follow so much in the field is Alex, the analyst. Alex Fabricus or something like that. Yeah, but we call him Alex the analyst. So it's a kind of authority on the field. I love watching his tutorials. I love going through his portfolios. I love attending his webinars because this guy, to an extent, he has made name for himself in the field of analytics. So if that is also your aim, that is enough a drive. And if you are looking at, oh, I'm actually already in the finance field, I want to be able to give my company a level of executive presentation, talking about dashboarding your reports, showing the financial applications of your result of the company, showing this, showing that, giving them a kind of quick insights from just one dashboard. Yeah, the truth is, once your company knows that you can do that, getting your promotion, they will not want to lose you. Getting your promotion is required to be kind of rapid, kind of fast, because no company will want to lose their best hands. Anyway, not all companies anyway, because the truth is some companies will still not value that. Yeah, that's the truth. Some companies will still not value that. But then, however, whether this or that, the truth is, why are you doing it? You are doing it for yourself. You are doing it to improve yourself, to improve your life yourself. Whether whether to scale up another man's business or to build a career for yourself, you are still doing it for yourself. If you are learning to gain a managerial role to scale up, you are still selfish. Yes, it is because you want to scale high. Selfishness. Yes, it can be. If it is to transition, yeah, selfishness. Yes, it is normal. It is allowed. I was having a discussion with one of my mentee about relationship. Yeah. Just a little out. Okay, and then the discussion was centered about yeah, maybe liking a lady, this and that, and this and that. And I was telling, I said, do you know that we are all selfish in this game of relationship? So that's the truth. I said every man is actually selfish and every woman is actually selfish. I know that Mr. Lesson is a married man. So Mr. Lesson, can you hear me, please? Mr. Lesson, can you hear me? Oh, Mr. Lesson has left the call. Maybe because he heard that I said he's a married man. so I'm saying that you know, if Mr. Lesson, thank God you are back. Mr. Lesson, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, sir. I believe you are a married man. I know you are a
Yes,
married man. Not
sir.
I believe. I know you are a married man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. When you saw your wife, why didn't you say, "Wow, this guy is so brilliant. This lady is so fantastic. This lady is so sweet. Ah, I love everything about this lady. Let my friend marry her." Why?
Well, because I also discussed something. I also discussed something good as well, not just my friends.
Thank you so much for that stuff. And the truth is, in a way, that's also selfishness because we also know that we deserve something good actually. So the advice is pick your selfishness wisely. That's the word. That would be the advice. So I'm just saying all those to just welcome everybody to class. To just welcome everybody. Wow. Who started this call? Kumin, are you the one that started this call or am I the one? Hello,
I
Kumin.
think I might have started the class.
We started the class. Ah, hey, then we have the hey, Kumin. Please be allowing me to start the class, please. Because I was surprised when I saw some people already on the call anyway. But then I thought because I heard their link already. Ah, okay. Okay, don't worry. We will resolve this. Don't worry. Anytime coming. the class was not like comment system. So anytime comment starts class like that, we are always limited to 1 hour. That is why I always prefer to start the class myself. So please just bear with us for today. So immediately we are done with this class, I will share a link so that we can join with that link, please. So okay, so that being said, that is just to welcome everybody to class today. Welcome everybody to another journey. It will be a 10 weeks journey of intense learning. Yeah, 10 weeks journey of intense learning. 10 weeks journey where we will run after ourselves. Yeah, that's the truth. We will run after ourselves. We fight ourselves a bit. We look at our face. That's guy. Why are you not doing my assignments? Guy, why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? We do that. It's a 10 weeks of trying to get ourselves actually better. That's the word. 10 weeks of trying to get ourselves better. And then the truth is, I believe that at the end of the 10 weeks, we will actually be better. That's something I'm very confident about. That's something I can boldly say is that we will surely get better. That's the confidence that we will surely get better. So I want us to feel relaxed. I want us to feel at home. One of the reasons why I love to keep this class as small as possible. In fact, I think it is because some of those students are joining. That's why we're having this large class this large. I prefer to keep the class as small as maybe 5, 7, or 8 people, so that we can have it very interactive. We can have it very interactive, so that anytime you're having an issue, will be able to address it at the moment on the spot, so that it won't delay your practice. It won't delay. In fact, if we need to go back, just that as much as possible, we will go back if there's a need for it. However, we'll still try to match up with our calendar, because the school calendar we are going to finish up with the calendar. Even if it's to fast track some, so that we can have ample space at the end, or in between, if we are already lagging behind, we see how we just jump into that. So for the class, basic class requirements, basic class requirements for this class, everybody will be needing access to a strong network. Everybody will be needing access to a strong network. Yeah, at times, Airtel, MTN, Glow, those guys can be very, they can be somehow. Your network can go on at times, your network can do this at times and the likes. Yeah, as much as possible, we'll be having record for all our sections. As much as possible, we'll be having recorded for all our sessions. And then we'll try as much as possible to upload on our private YouTube page. We make it very private, or initially we always upload on our drive, but then we should be doing YouTube page this time around, so that everybody can go back to go and rewatch if you have any issue with any class. So immediately once we are done with class, let's say within 48 hours, you should have, maybe because of editing, you might be doing some slight editing and the likes. So within 48 hours, you should have access to the recording of the previous class. So you can go through the recordings of the previous class in case you are missing out some things during class. But then, because so that you'll be carried along, so that you'll be able to interact, we advise that as much as possible, we should always participate in class. And then apart from that, you will need a PC, yeah, a system, a working laptop. Yeah, you need a laptop. Yeah, the laptop can be as small as maybe Core i5. Yeah, Core i5, let's say, in fact, 4 gig RAM, we even do what we are going to do. All our softwares, we are only installing Excel, we are installing Excel, we are installing PowerPoint, and we are installing Microsoft SQL. Yeah, those 3 softwares: Excel, PowerPoint, Excel, Power BI, and Microsoft SQL. So those are the 3 softwares we are using. One of people always ask me that, why am I not teaching other softwares? That's why is it that we are all majorly focused on these 3 softwares? The truth is, with these 3 softwares, you can actually start your career as a data analyst. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's the truth. Excel to an extent does not have any substitute. Excel to an extent does not have any substitute. Basically, we use our Excel in our data processing and pre-processing. For our data cleaning, one of the best guy you can use for your data cleaning is your Excel. Don't worry about my jargons yet. By the time we dive into class, we go into what data means, the processes involved in data, and then we'll be able to see how we can do some things. So don't mind my jargons for now. As much as possible, I will try to run away from jargons so that you will not be lost in transit. Yeah. So and then please, in case, in case, maybe as much as possible, even if you are not giving out any feedback form, once you are done with class, if you feel maybe the pattern of teaching should be improved on, possibly talk is too fast, possibly not too interactive, possibly some people are lost in between and the likes. Please, it is either you call me straight up in the class that you are not following, or the day after the class, just come to my DM and then let's let's discuss it. But then, as much as possible, I would love it to be in class. Yeah, we are all improving on ourselves. I'm not shying away from somebody correcting me even in class. Yes, I'm not shying away from that. In case you don't know, in case you don't know, I'm not shying away from that. So please, in case you feel anything in class, please feel free to call me back instantly, or anybody that is leading. So okay, so I was talking about why that a good substitute for Power BI will have been Tableau. Yeah, in fact, if we are to look at the benefits, and then how crazy they can be, Tableau is actually more complex than Power BI in a way. In a way, however, the knowledge of Power BI will actually help you to navigate easily on Tableau. But then the reason why I preferred Power BI to Tableau is because of the fact that Power BI is Microsoft software. So if you notice, we are using Microsoft Excel, we are using Microsoft Power BI, and we are using Microsoft SQL Studio, SQL Management Studio. So those three tools, they are actually Microsoft tools. So integration is actually quite easy on those guys. And then the truth is, many companies prefer software that can be easily integrated into one another so that it can make their process to be seamless. That is the major reason why we focus on Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. Yeah. So I was chatting with someone over this week. The guy is learning data science. He's fully into data science. But then most times he do come to my DM so that we can have a chat around data analysis, have a chat just to encourage him anyway. So we were discussing, and then he asked me that are you so good on Python? I said, I said, guy, I have certificate in Python. However, I will tell you, the last time I did anything on Python, I did anything on Python must have been maybe a year or 2 years ago, sir. In the last year, I'm sure I've not done anything on Python. I'm sure I've not done anything using Python. Yes, CFI, part of the tools CFI taught us how to use was Python. You have to learn how to use your Jupyter notes. Yes, they taught us, we were well trained in it and the like. But then I told the guy, I said, a data analyst can actually survive without these guys. That's the blunt truth. Data analysts can actually survive with it, both at the local level or international level. Just as at our local level, some employers can actually be very ridiculous with their requests. That is when you will see them asking for data analysts that has this knowledge. In fact, the tools they are using for business analysis, they will still add it to data analyst job role. That's because of the country we are. My coach in the UK, she always tell me, he said, okay, Victor, this one you are very good at Excel. In fact, at times when we're having our sessions together, when we're working on any period together, I'm the one that always walk out through Excel. Like I'm the one that always walk out to an extent I would say I'm far better than I on Excel. To just be like, all this one you are doing, all this one said over a year. Said they just need to have the basic knowledge of all these things. He said most of all everything they are doing is they are on autopilot. They have templates for everything they are doing. So they just need you to come because you already have the knowledge of data analysis. So you populate that template to get your desired results. So that's how they always do. He said at times she can go 6 months without even touching Excel. She can go so many months without touching Power BI because at times they will not even visualize anything. At times, everything they are employing them for is to just query. They just query their language, and when you are querying, most times you run to your SQL. That's the best guy for your query languages. So He said it's if not because of Nigeria that they always want to demand everything. They want you to have every knowledge. He said that is why which is actually the truth. However, whether we are home or abroad, it is best to be on the safer side to have the knowledge of all these things. And one of the reasons why I always take time in a course like SQL is so that if any student is transiting from data analysis to data science or to be a data engineer, it should be quite easy for you. When we get to SQL, we'll talk about three types of languages we have. We have data definition language, we have data manipulation language, and we have data control language. For data analysts, most times we are only using one. Most times, which is what? Which is your data definition language. Those are the tools you actually use to query. You have your select from where, then you can have all this your having inner join if your join if you need to join, if you have your order by, you have your limit. Why? Because you are not trained to be a database administrator. You are only trained that a data scientist will have created the database, and then you come on board to just come and query the database to get an insight from the database. However, in this class, we move beyond data definition. We talk about data manipulation language also. You will learn how to create your table. You will learn how to manipulate your table, how to alter your table, so that you can have fundamental knowledge to database administration, so that anywhere you find yourself, you are looking at creating a data set, a database, then it should be easy for you to actually do. So I'm feeling this call might end anytime from now. So let me stop on that for now. We will create the link and then share it on the page now. We'll share it on the page now so that everybody can join. I will create it myself, but then don't worry, we will not use beyond our normal time. So see you guys in the next, let's say, 5 minutes. Come in. Are you here already?
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay. Okay. So that you can admit others inside in. No problem. So I can focus on class. So okay. So we're discussing about the tools, and then I remember that I was mentioning the fact that when we get to SQL, that what part of what we'll be doing is that we'll be learning a little bit of data science, so that even if you want to scale up or data science later in your career, all those sides will not actually be so difficult for you, so that you'll be able to have a good grasp at once. So and then from there we talked about PowerPoint and okay, I was talking about the fact that we actually don't need your Python. You don't need Python to get started. And then as a data analyst, you can go years actually, years without your Python. Yeah, that's the truth. You can go years without your Python. So and a part of what we'll be doing in class once in a while is that we'll be looking out for some jobs. For some jobs, we'll be looking at their job requirements, and then we'll be trying to balance it up with what we have been learning in class, so that we can see whether what we are learning in class or things we are doing in class they are in tandem with the market demand. You know, there is something between there is a different thing to be well trained, and it is another thing to be trained in tune with the market. Another thing to be trained in tune with the market. So as much as possible, as much as we want you to be very grounded in data analysis, we will also be doing some market research and checking what the market demand is for analysts, or for people that want to transit into managerial roles in their field. Let's see what they demand to be able to get to that position, so that we'll be able to equalize it with what we are actually learning in class. So that's another thing. So apart from the fact that we'll be using your laptop, you'll be needing your internet connection. Every other things that you'll be needing as we are getting to that stage, you'll be told. And then talking about that, I'm talking about the fact that definitely you will need your Excel installed on your system. By now, I believe an average person should have Excel on system. Anyway, don't let me assume. Don't let me assume. You know, one of the reasons why I don't want to assume again was that is that for our first cohort, one of our students, in fact, is the first person to pay for the class. Is I can technically I can say is my first student. Technically, I can say is my first student. He's the first one to pay for the class. The truth is, he finished from Obafemi Awolowo University. He has never gotten himself a laptop before. Like he has never gotten. When I was having a session with him before we got to class stage, he told me point blank that he has never seen a reason for a laptop before. He has never seen a reason why he needs to buy it. For what? He said projects work on campus. He was able to maneuver and do it and everything. So why they need to buy a laptop? To an extent, that is telling you that he's not so familiar with so many things on laptop. Talk about the interface, talk about your softwares, talk about so many things on laptop. He was not so familiar with them. So it was more of it was more of first of all battlefield of the mind. You have to reprogram him to be able to adapt to using laptop first, to understand the configuration of system first, to be able to install, to be able to do this first and the likes. And then the truth is, he was one of our best students. He was one of our best students for that cohort. He was one of our best. We had two leading students at that particular point in time. The other person that he was lead that was contending with him has actually been using Excel for a very long time, maybe roughly about 7 years or more. So imagine somebody just coming to the field and contending with someone that has been using system for over 7 years. You know, that's actually a lot. So that's to show actually the simplicity of our class to a large extent. We try to break it from the easiest possible way. That's why I always say that always take us back, so that we can actually flow together and then graduate together. So after that, we'll be starting with our. Let me stop presenting. Let me share my entire screen. Yeah, share. Right. Remind me. Okay, yeah. These are some of the data. I was trying to work today was trying to work. Okay, Mr. Nessie, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a question. Sorry to cut you.
Sir,
I wanted to ask a question. Sorry to cut you. Can you explain? You talked about software you needed. You mentioned
wait, I
Excel.
think that clearly.
Okay, now
Okay, I think
you
it's
talked
looking better.
about Excel, and I don't have an Excel file on my laptop. I don't have. What I use is WPS. So I hope you have a drive where we can download that from.
Okay, okay. If you don't have Excel, let me see how far you can get it. Let's see how fast we can get Excel. Let's see how fast we can get Excel. Yes, get to bc.com. In case you don't have Excel, get to bc.com. So this is where I download most of my software. Um, Microsoft Office. Microsoft Office. Then you can download any one of these guys. You can download any one of these guys.
Okay, okay.
So let's say 2016. So over here, they will show you the installation guide, how to install it. Yeah, this is it, how to install it. Then you can easily download. The password for their file is always 123. 123. I don't know. I will confirm if I have it on my hard disk. If I have it on my hard disk, maybe I can upload on Drive. So all our softwares are actually quite to get. For PowerPoint, all you need to do for PowerPoint is that your system always have this guy, Microsoft Store. Every system always have this guy, Microsoft Store. For your Power BI, you can easily come here and Power BI. Power BI. Then you can easily download your Power BI here. This is your Power BI. You can easily download. I have it already on my system. That's why it's showing open. So let me see. Office. Do we have Office here? Microsoft Office. If you're having issue with cracking it, it's something I can help with. So I should be able to help you crack it immediately. That should not pose any problem. So it's better to do at Microsoft Office anyway. But then if it is 365 I want to do also, you can do it. And then for the other one, I will send the link. Microsoft SQL Server.
People are
Yeah,
crazy.
this is so all the softwares we are using, they are actually readily available online. So we don't really need to stress ourselves with with their installations. This is not the one I want. This is the one I want.
SSMS. Okay.
Yeah. Then you have your download SQL server. By the time we get here, you're downloading two files, SQL server, and then there's something we call Express. There's something we call Express. You are going to also download Express also. So by the time we get to SQL, we do that because SQL will not install by default unless you have Express on your system, Microsoft Express on your system. So it won't run. So by the time we get to that stage, we venture into that. We look at all those. So it's nothing to be. It's actually nothing to be so about. So You need a laptop, a PC, a personal computer. Then the tools we are using, tools, tools we'll be using for the class. We have Microsoft Excel. After after then we are going to our Power BI. Then after that we are going to our SQL. Yeah, you know, ALX. There was a time I tried running their course in data analytics in ALX. Okay, Miss Ife, your hand is raised.
Okay, good evening. Sorry, I just want to ask, are we going to get like a manual or something of what you're taking now? Like you're saying like a class requirements and then tools that we're going to use. Are we going to have a structure of what we are going to be learning? Do we have something like a manual? You get what I'm trying to say?
For what we are for what we are learning, we okay. Do you have the calendar? Do you have the calendar? So as regard what we'll be learning, our manual actually details what each class will be all about. For example, what we are doing today is just introduction and school requirements. That's basically what we are doing today. So tomorrow, that's when we are going into Excel, understanding Excel and the environments. Then we move from there. Apart from that, you have access to library of books. Yeah, you have access to library of books. You have access to library of books. No, we have to. No, let's take it one after the other. We have more than enough for the class. Actually, we have more than enough for the class. So we actually have more than enough. These are what we still have from this library. I have far more than that. I'm still going to populate this. I'm still going to populate this so that we can have things to back on. We have more than enough actually. We have more than enough. So the structure of the class itself, if it's about the structure of the class, for everything we're doing in each of the classes, we have it already. So, but then if you are talking about maybe the requirements, is it that it will come maybe as a kind of maybe written document? I don't know. Possibly that's what you mean by that question. I don't know. Miss Ife, are you still on the call?
Yes, I'm still on the call.
Okay, so I thought you muted yourself maybe because you had a call.
Yes, I did.
So
Yes, I did.
so do you want to still talk further?
No. I'm fine. I saw that you already showed me that we're going to have like a manual because I'm like, oh, once you're taking the practical, are we supposed to have like what will I say, PDF where we can still go back and go through the class? Do
Okay,
you? That's what I'm actually asking.
okay.
Yes.
But then I will advise strongly that even while class starts in full, like even no matter the level of materials you are given, you know where to look for it. You'll be able to this when we discuss it in class. Okay, I have it in my dirty notes. So this is it. So I will actually recommend that you actually have your dirty notes. I will strongly recommend that. I can't remember the last time I went through their PDF. And the truth is oh okay, no wala. please, you have to come in. You have to edit that my chat as part of the video. Don't mind me. So I was saying that the truth is you need to jot. That's the truth. You need to jot. This is school. This is school. You need to jot, and then you will need your jotting note at times. You will need to run back to things. You need to jot. That's the truth. So as much as possible, every materials you guys will be needing, everything you guys will be needing, will actually be made available in class. The truth is, most of our sessions will actually be more of practical sessions. Most of our sessions will be practical sessions. Yes, we have a theoretical class, especially when it comes to our SQL. Our first 2 or 3 classes in SQL, we actually be theory based. We actually be theory because we need to understand the theory over there first before we dive into our software. But then for our Excel, once you understand your interface, then most of other things we'll be doing on our Excel are actually practical because it's while you get to use them that you get better on them. And then as you are using them, that is when you'll be able to ask questions and you'll be able to understand your functions very well. Your functions, your interface, your interactions, and every other thing. So our class will be more of practical sections. But then even in between our practical sections, some very cogent terminologies might be mentioned in between. We stop, we explain. That's why I said, please, as much as possible, come into class, have your jotting notes, have your jotting pad, jot, just jot. Yeah, that's the word. Just jot. So okay, so we are discussing. This will be part of our data sets that we'll be checking in class. This is a data set of Adidas sales. So we'll be looking at this in class later on. Don't worry, don't let me. So we are talking about our tools. Set Microsoft Excel, Power BI, and then our SQL. So from this, once we have our tools in place and we have our class requirements in place, the other parts that we will fight that I've mentioned before is that your attendance must be 70%. Is the most. Attendance is 70%. Then another thing that must be 70% is 70% assignment submission. So for this our assignments, I wrote 100%. For this our assignment submission, we'll be having individual assignments, individual assignments. Then we'll be having group assignments. We'll be having individual assignments, we'll be having group assignments. We will look at the class traits as we move on. We'll look at the class trait as we move on. And then after that, we will assign people to groups. Possibly we can have maybe 2 or 3 groups. We will look at class strength as much as possible. I will try to make the grouping according to maybe your area of interest, so that by the time we are giving you guys projects to work on, it will be in your area of interest. And then also you'll be having individual assignments. Individual assignments will be a kind of general. And then about the area of interest, analytics actually follows the same principle all through. It follows the same principle all through. However, you can use it on your own field. For example, I have prepared health and safety dashboard before. I don't need any special training for that. I only use my knowledge of data analytics to prepare the dashboard. Health and safety live dashboard. I prepared that before. I only use my knowledge of data analytics. I've prepared. I'm working with the real estate, creating a kind of database for them, and then working on the visualization. I don't need any special training for that. It is the same knowledge of data analytics. So what we are actually looking at and what we are getting grounded on is our strong or solid foundation. Strong or solid foundation. So once we are able to build a very strongest foundation in elsewhere, then translating our knowledge to any field will be very easy. It follows the same principle. Data collections, data cleaning, data processing, data analysis, data visualization, and reporting. It follows the same principle. Anywhere, anywhere, any field, it follows the same principle. So Don't be carried away when we say when we are. Don't think that maybe whatever we are doing here is actually just that the finance guys. The finance guys. Let me tell you this. One of the major reasons why your own is actually much kind of more complex is that you are dealing with these guys formulas. Yeah, you are dealing a lot with these guys formulas. You are learning your logical statements. Yeah, you are learning all these your financial statements. You are learning some of them. You are learning them. You are learning your all this your main your auto some. Whereas guys in sales, maybe the only thing they need to do is maybe they want to calculate their profit. This one minus this one. That's all. All this basic arithmetics. They might not really need so much logics. Yeah, they might not really need so much logics. But then finance, yeah, you need to learn your logics very well. You learn to learn your logics very well. Anyway, for sales also, if you are trying to create a kind of maybe you are using it to scale up your business at the moment for sales, VLOOKUP is actually also a very good choice. So as much as VLOOKUP is relevant in finance, it can be used so much in sales. It can be used so much in any field. XLOOKUP, any field, those guys are doing fine. And then your tools for data cleaning are the same thing. Talking about your remove duplicates, talking about your length, talking about your trimming, talking about your right, your left, all those functions, they are also the same thing. They follow the same thing. So I just want you guys to just feel relaxed, feel at home. Let's enjoy the class. Once there's any complication in class, let's come back home. Let's start it all over again, and then until we are able to get to the point we are driving to. So I believe that we will enjoy ourselves in class. I so much believe that. In fact, I can see all those questions already coming in. I know that I need to go back to go and prepare. I know that I need to go back to go and prepare so that by the time those questions are coming, I will be able to have my own shock absorber. So that they will not eat me unaware. Yeah. So but then that's the truth. By the time students knows that the teachers or tutor knows that their students are actually very curious, they are very inquisitive, then you will learn to brace up. You will learn to brace up on this. Two things. Before we start wrapping up, I think some people joined that they've not really introduced themselves. Maybe we can give them room to introduce themselves before we leave for tonight. So two things I would say. In our last cohort, one of the students asked me. He said, KP, he said, data analysis actually, after we are getting done with this class, said data analysis actually look simpler than it projected from out there. That's what he told me. He said it looks simpler than what we projected out there. He said, is it because all the data sets we are using in class, they are not like like we are working with a company data set and that this real life data set, the company wants to collect results to do this and the likes. I was just like I just smiled. I just smiled. I asked him, I said, did you guys do internship with PwC? He said yes. I said, when you finish your internship with them and you checked the results they are giving you, did you relate with what they are giving you easily? He said yes. I said two things actually make a good learning process. Two things actually make a good learning process. Two things make learning easy. I said the first thing is actually a very good student. I said that's the first thing. The first thing that makes a very good learning process, the first thing is actually a very good student. When you have a very good student, a longer student, a student that is willing to learn, to develop himself, that is ready to go all out, do this assignment, he's doing the assignment, do this, do that. Okay, come and present to the class. You are already at the forefront to lead the class, to present to the class, to said those kind of students will actually go the extra mile to make sure they learn whatever they need to learn. And then with that, they are enjoying it. That's the truth. I said the second thing is a good tutor. Yeah. Said the second thing is a good tutor. Said if a student is extremely good and the tutor is not good enough to give him what he needs to survive, then the truth is the tutor will kill the morale of the student. That's the truth. That's the truth. I said, and in the same way, if a tutor is extremely good, very fantastic guy, very good, worldwide satisfied as the best tutor in the world, and the student is actually not willing, they are not a good student, I said, you can't get results. That's the truth. You can't get results. So it is both ways. A good student and a good tutor makes a good class, and they make a seamless classroom. So I'm saying this to say that so that we can enjoy the class and we can enjoy the process, try as much as possible to be a good student, and then train your teacher or your tutor to be a good tutor. Yeah. And then one of the ways to train your tutor to be a good tutor is that let him teach according to your style. You know, we can be so good, we can be so strong in teaching so much, but then if your own your own learning is through visuals, and your tutor is not giving you so much visuals, is not giving you so much examples that you can relate with. The truth is, you might be lost in between. However, if you are sending a constant feedback, sir, this thing is not Victor, this thing is not doing this, Victor, that is not that, then the tutor will be able to know the best approach to give to you guys while in class. So that's why I said good students and good tutor makes a good class. So let the tutor know how best to communicate with you so that you can get the value for the money that you have paid for this class. So without much ado, I'll be stopping there for tonight. For tomorrow, we'll be diving. Today is just an introduction class to get to meet ourselves, and I think I've met everybody. I've met everybody. So, Mr. Steven, I think you joined the call after we did our introduction. So please, can we meet you? You can tell us your name. You can tell us, or maybe I should leave. Maybe I should leave that part to Kumi. Kumi, I used to the call. Maybe I should leave that part to Kumi. Once I'm done with my section, Kumi can just when she's rounding off, she can actually do that part. So, please, do we have any question about how the journey will be? Please, do we have any question about how the journey will be? Any question that relates to this class? Please, do we have any question? Let me know. Please, if you have any question, please just use the hand raise. Yeah. So, but from tomorrow, we'll be diving into our Excel sheet. We'll be learning the interface of the Excel itself to get ourselves familiar with what Excel has to offer us. So, Mr. Nelson, let's have your question, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. I think I'm beginning to enjoy the class. Thank you so much for making it engaging and very expository. So my question is this: number one, I want to ask about the timing of the class. It's 2 hours, 7 to 9. Aside the recorded video, is it possible for can there be makeup classes for classes missed aside in case there are instances of you missing the class or beyond for reasons that you can't control? That's my question.
Okay. Okay. So, if I'm to answer that question, yeah, the truth is, as much as possible, we try to make the class very flexible. And the truth is, there's no joy derived in a student in the class lagging behind, and because the truth is, the person will be dragging out down your class itself, and will be dragging down the progress of your class. So, the first thing about that for class, note this part. 70% attendance. Let me start with that. I want to be very emphatic with that. However, if for any known reason you need to miss class, if for any known reason you need to miss class, your first run through is the class replay. That's your first run through as a class replay. If you have not seen the class replay, just enter Kumi's TM. Go and tell her I have not seen the replay for last class. That's the first thing. I have not seen the replay for last class. So she will provide you with the replay for last class. So even if after watching the replay, you have question to ask, then there is always room to book a personal session with myself. Although that one is subject to, it's not subject to like subject to schedule. Yeah, let me use that word. Subject to schedule. If you are coming, okay, I need a makeup class, this and this, or this is not clear about this and the likes, and we then I will check your schedule, I'll check my schedule, then you can assessor about a timing that will be convenient for everybody. So about that, you have nothing to fear about. You have nothing to fear about. We are in this journey together. We gather day. So it's more of by fire by force. Everybody must graduate. It's more of that. So by fire by force, not only graduate, at the end of the class, you must actually be very sound in what we have to offer you. So I believe that should answer your question, sir. Sir Nelson. So any other
Yes,
question,
sir.
please?
Thank you.
Okay, so any other question, please? Any other question? Do we have any other question, please? Any question about the journey? Any question about maybe things to expect? Any question about what will be happening in the class or anything? Any other question? Okay,
No, sorry, I have a question, please.
okay. You can ask your question.
Okay, so the exam I have on my system right now is 20%.
It's 2013.
And yes,
Okay, which is that?
so
Which is,
if I want to get the latest one, do I need to like download all over again, or there's a way I can upgrade that 2013 to 2016?
see, the truth is, the Excel on your system is very good at the moment. 2013 is very good. I'm even trying to see the Excel I have on my system. Maybe I have 365. It is possible I have 365. It's just even Excel. I don't even know. And the reason why I have 365 years maybe because this one is a kind of office PC. But then whether you're using Excel 2013, whether you're using Excel 2016 and the likes, in fact, training out there, they always train us with Google spreadsheets. That's the truth. They always train us with Google spreadsheets. And Google spreadsheets we does not actually accommodate some things that we can still do on Excel. So the Excel you have at the moment is actually fine. It can work perfectly, except you feel you want to update it on your own. Except that if you don't feel you want to update it, it is fine. So Miss Ife, I think your hand is raised. Miss Ife, I think
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. From
My
my own end,
network.
I can hear you. From
Okay.
my own end, I can hear
I
you.
said my question is still related to what was asked just now about the differences in Excel versions.
Wait,
Can I continue?
Your voice is actually breaking. I don't know whether it's from my end. Your voice is actually breaking.
I've been talking actually. Can I still continue now?
I said your voice is actually breaking. I think I
Chai.
your voice,
Or should I
I don't know
just
whether I don't know
hello?
whether I don't know whether it's the network, but then your voice is breaking. We hear you at times and it goes off.
Let me just post it in the chat.
Okay, I think that's this last one. Let me just put it in the chat. It got clear. So, Mr. Nelson was asking, what of WPS Excel? I will not advise WPS Excel, please. I will not advise. I know that WPS Excel can do some Excel functions, but then I have not used it for data analysis before. I have not used it for data analysis before. And then one of the sweet thing about this our class, is the fact that we do our training for each of the software as a standalone software. Like on a norms, the way you might be taught data analysis out there, and in fact, in a course like ALX data analysis course, I had access to that class. How they were taught was that they do their data processing on Excel. The only thing you are doing on Excel is data processing, cleaning, filtering, and sorting. You don't do your visualization on your Excel at all. Then from your Excel, you bring it to your SQL. On your SQL, you do your querying. you query your language, you know to answer all your questions, and then from your SQL, you bring it to your Power BI. So for your visuals. However, for our class, as much as possible, for our Excel, we'll be doing all the projects, we'll be doing a complete project on Excel. We'll be having a complete project on Excel from meaning to visualization on Excel. So Excel will stand as a will be a standalone itself. Excel will be a standalone. Power BI will be a standalone. If you want to do your data cleaning on Power BI, if you want to do your processing on Power BI, or your SQL to a large extent will also be a standalone. So that's one of the reasons why I always advise go for your Excel so that we know that we will not be having headache in between. So please, um, I'm still waiting for your typing, Miss Ife. Miss Ife, I'm still waiting for your typing. Are you still typing? Is Miss Ife still with us? Okay. While we are waiting for her to type, I believe maybe our questions should be related to maybe visuals for the class in a kind of notebook to fall back on and the likes. And that is actually not a problem. That is actually not a problem. It's not a problem in the sense. Oh, she has left. It's actually not a problem in the sense that for your Excel, we have a manual that will be shared in the class or even uploaded on the page that actually guide you A to Z of Excel, basic things on Excel. We have a manual on that. For your SQL, for most of our theoretical parts, we have a manual that talks into that. That talks into that. So for most of the things we'll be doing in class, the truth is, if you check through our drive, whichever one of you we have access to, you have a manual already talking to what you will be doing in class. So basically, that's why I said basically, what you'll be doing in class will be more of just practical sections, practical sections. But then, if you are looking for, if just like Miss Ife is asking for something to fall back on, a slide, a PDF to read to go through, that is actually available. That is available. Not, I'm not saying that maybe you are. I'm not saying one book that maybe 500 something pages that will bore you or you lose interest of. No, just very short books, very short manuals. Yeah, let me use that word. Very short manuals that once you read them, you have the idea of the theoretical aspects of whatever we are doing in class, and also some of them has visuals. Yeah, some of them has visuals that talks into those theory. So you don't, we don't have, we don't, I don't, I'm not sure we should have any issue with that. I'm not sure we should have any issue with that. But then if you still have any question, please, you can still raise up your hand. Please, any other question, please. Miss Ife, are you back?
Okay, I think I'm back now. I had to change my network. My previous network was very bad. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, your voice is coming very, very clear.
Okay, that's nice. So it's my question is still in relation to what was asked before
Okay.
on the different Excel versions.
Okay.
So, like to my understanding, if you're using 2013, if you're using 2016 or 2019 Excel, there are differences in the shortcut keys, and then the clipboard too is also different. I had to upgrade my Excel because my laptop at home and my laptop at work, my work laptop is 2013, my home laptop is 2016. I just realized that there is small differences on what I've already been used to. So I don't know if this is going to be a challenge on shortcut keys. I don't know. So I'm just bringing it up now so that we'll prepare ourselves ahead.
Okay. Thank you for raising that observation, man. Thank you for raising that observation. Anyway, so definitely there will be an upgrade on latest versions. There will be an upgrade on latest versions, definitely. But then the reason why I said once you have your Z, whether 2013, 2016, or 2019, is because the primary function that we want to do on that, we will be able to carry them out. be able. Initially, for all these excels, there are some that initially they only understand X lookup. There are some that only understand X lookup. At a point, the upgraded version only understand V lookup and H lookup. So we can be having all those some of those kind of lacunas to fill. However, the truth is the basic things or the fundamental things, apart from the shortcuts, but then every one of us, let's try to get at least maybe 2016. I think on my other PC, I think I'm using 2016 on my other PC. I think I'm using 2016 on my other PC, and then this one should be Microsoft 365. This particular one should be Microsoft 365. It should be, yeah, it should be Microsoft 365. So you can try and get as the latest updates if possible, if possible. But then I believe that with 2016, 2019, you will survive the class. That one is certain. So thank you so much for raising that, Mr. Fred. Thank you so much for raising that. Thank you so much. So without much ado, if you don't have any further question from tonight's class, I'll be saying that from myself, my team, I'm welcoming every one of us on board to the start of this course. I believe that we'll be having a fun time together, and I just want to say that let's enjoy the journey together. Let's enjoy the flows together. Let's 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 just try to accommodate one another. By accommodating one another, I mean that let's learn how to collaborate with one another. You know, one of the things I learned about this field, one of the things I learned about this field, that somebody asked me at a point in time that, guy, at times you are doing some things you are not seeing results. What's actually fueling your passion as regard it? I told the guy, I said, one of the things I know that at the moment the market might be competitive for we the younger generations. I said I understand that one perfectly. And then the reason is because some guys has actually gone ahead of us. Imagine I'm trying to compete in a market where I have somebody with 35 years of experience, somebody with 30 years of experience, somebody with 15 years of experience, where I barely have about 5 years of experience. I have just, and then I'm trying to compete with those guys. Definitely, those guys have built their network, they have built, and then the truth is, their generations are the one employing people to do the job. Their generations are the one giving the jobs out. They are the one doing. So if they can't do it that time, they come to our with the younger generations, maybe pay us peanuts or maybe even look away or this and that. So I said the truth is, if I can get going, get steady on this my path, the truth is my generation is also coming. People amidst my generation, they know what I'm doing, they know what I have to offer, they know what I can do. So once they get there, also, once we get there, definitely, I through those kind of network. So I'm saying that to say that, please, apart from the fact that we want to learn in class, please let's be very deliberate about building network. Please, let's be very deliberate about building network. Let's get to roll with each other. Let's accommodate each other SSs. Let's accommodate it. Yes, all of us might not be on the same pedestal. All of us, some of us are CEOs of our companies. Some of us are managerial staffs of our company. While some of us are just starting. Maybe some of us are just starting. In fact, maybe some of us are even students. Yeah, it is possible. However, the truth is, please, as much as possible, let's try to balance ourselves. Let's try to balance things. Let's try to accommodate one another so that the learning process can be seamless for us as students and for the tutor also. And also, apart from the learning process, apart from synthematics, out there also, who knows? One of us might be dependent on. I recommend another person for another job. You know, I met somebody in my first year in Lagos, 2021. We worked together. He stayed at home for about a year now. He couldn't get a job. I Somebody sent me an offer about, I think about, it wasn't last week or this week, about an opening, thinking that maybe I would love to open for the job. I told the person I'm not interested. I sent the guy. They gave him the job offer today. So we met in Lagos. We met on the streets while we are trying to also. So those kind of network actually worth it. So it is worth building. It is worth getting deliberate about. It is worth sacrificing for. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of the team. I believe that later on you might get to know the team members more later on behalf of the team, on behalf of the company as a whole. Yeah, I can use the word the company as a whole now. I can use it proudly now as a whole. I want to welcome everybody on board to this course, and then I wish us a fruitful learning process. And then I believe that we enjoy ourselves. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful night rest. I'm not saying good night yet because I'm saying good night because I am leaving. And then Kumi is going to round off, and so that maybe people that joined late can also introduce themselves. So thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. Kumi, up to you.
Yes, good evening, everybody. I think I'm impressed with our interaction for tonight's class. I'm glad that at each point in time, at least some people and were able to contribute and ask questions as freely as we wanted to. Then also we noticed that some people joined the class late and they've not introduced themselves. So, like I stated earlier, it's very important that we know ourselves because we are going to be working close knit with each other throughout this course. So, like my boss also stated, we would have times where we would have to work in groups and all of that. And even I remember in the last course, there were some times where we'll just come to class and everybody will be working on the same project. So there's no, oh, I'm going to sit and just watch. Everybody was chipping in, and everybody was, I think it was one person that was presenting, but it was everybody that was telling, okay, let's do this, let's not do that. So we have to be able to introduce ourselves to for us to get familiar with ourselves. So there are some names here that did not introduce themselves. Um um God's time, Gigeli, please, are you here? Please, are you present? Okay, I think we'll come back to that person. I think Mr. Famoye Philip Olusegun, please. Okay, so before you introduce yourself, please, we had a structure that we followed. So you're going to tell us your name. You're also going to tell us the name that you want everybody to call you during this session. Then you're going to tell us what you do, if you're a student, you're an employer, employee, what you presently do wherever you work. You're also going to tell us why you joined the class, and you're also going to tell us your prospects for this course, what you hope to gain or what you hope to gain by the end of this course. So, Mr. Famoye Philip Olusegun, please, are you there?
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, everyone. All right, my name is Famwe Philip. So I'll actually prefer that everyone calls me by the name Philip. Philip is very, very okay. So I'm a pharmacist. I work with a Switzerland company, Asino, and basically into sales and marketing for Asino brand in Nigeria. So, but I'm based in Abuja, and okay, so why I joined and what I look forward to. Okay, for sales and marketing, I'm looking towards becoming a sales manager anytime soon, and adding that to my portfolio for my managerial position is going to help me a lot. So that's one of the reasons why I want to add that to my feather, um, and also for several other reasons too, if personal effectiveness and the likes. Thank you so much. I don't know if I've answered everything.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Mr. Philip, for um contributing for introducing yourself. Thank you for helping us to have an insight into who you are as a person. There's Afolabi Marconi, please, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, thank you. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Afolabi Stephen Makuni. I'm majorly basically into
architecture and landscape design, and let me see, urban and regional planning and situation. So I would prefer to be called Steven. I prefer to be called Steven. So I joined this cohort like because I'm actually envisaging going into real estate. So and I believe for me to be able to do well and get my how do I put it now, to for me to be able to get the people, my customers, and for me to be able to have a well organized real estate firm or company, I need to have knowledge about data analytics, because I believe data analytics has a lot to do with so many professions, not only about marketing and everything like that. So that's how to put in for this course.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Steven. Okay, I think Miss Ife was on. She was unable to speak when it was her turn to introduce herself. Miss Ife, are you still there?
Oh yes, I'm here.
Yes, yes. Please kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Ifeoluwa Ogutunde, but everybody can call me Ife. Um, I'm a treasury operations manager at an outsourcing company. So, majorly, I what I hope to get from this, and I'm a finance person and hoping to be a financial analyst. And one of apart from that, what one of the things my job requires is reporting and analysis. So I hope to be able to, and data is everything. So I hope to be able to be learn how to analyze data, and to help management make informed decisions. So that's why I opted for this class. So I think I am I have I answered all the questions?
Yes, yes, you've done a good
Okay.
job.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you so much. I think the last person is still this God's time girly that has refused to. Is she or he there?
Good evening, everyone.
Ah, finally. Thank you. Good evening.
My sister does not want to allow me to introduce myself. So my name is Kike the God's Time,
Okay.
but you can address me as God's Time. That is my name. So I'm an accounting student rather, and I'm working currently as a production administrator in a supermarket. And the reason why I joined this cohort is because I'm really open to learning. I like to learn new things. And with the nature of my job, reporting, I want a situation whereby if I present my report, it will look like it will be presentable in a way that people will say that, wow, this guy really analyzed this thing very well. So that's why I joined. And in the future, I know that even if I leave this line of profession, I can still go into another profession and do like present data very well. Like if I'm to be if I say a scenario, I can actually analyze that. Oh, this is how this is meant to be. This is how this is meant to be. So, that is all.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Gostheim. I'm glad that every one of us were able to say something throughout this new class. And as for many of us that joined from the beginning, I think in a way, even people that joined on the way, we'll be able to at least we should be able to know everybody on this call and everybody in this court by name. I think with the way we've introduced ourselves. So I understand that some people are not good with names, but like let's all be willing to familiarize ourselves to ask questions. Okay, this person, and I'm sure most of us also noticed people that mentioned that the jobs that people are currently doing, and you know, so in case we need questions or anything, you can just walk up to text anybody and get information from anybody. So I think our time has okay, it's 9 p.m. already, and I hope and I'm glad that we're able to even achieve a lot this evening, and also that we're able to gain one or two things tonight, and we'll be back tomorrow same time by 7 p.m. by 7 p.m. We'll have our class, we'll start our class, and we'll kick off officially with um with the class. So thank you all for joining tonight. We hope to see you tomorrow, and we hope that we all have a very successful session at the end of the day. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Night.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Night.
night. Bye bye.